Listen, folks, I've played a lot of video games in my day, and one thing that I think I always wanted to do would be the ability to talk to characters in a way that is more than just, one of four choices, for example. I think it would be really cool if you could ask the characters literally anything, talk to them with your voice and have them respond back to you as if it was a real conversation. Of course, that sounds like the work of science fiction, doesn't it? However, what I'm going to be showing you guys today completely changes that and will probably have you guys very, very excited for the future of video games, and especially more role-playing video games with characters that you would be able to talk to in a fictional world. But what I'm showing you guys today also does offer more capabilities than just that. This is a huge piece of this AI revolution that's been happening lately, and I'm very excited to show you. By the way, I have to disclose that this video is indeed sponsored, but you guys know by now on this channel that I don't sponsor anybody that I don't think would at least provide some benefit for you viewers at home, and this one definitely is no exception. So let's dive in. So what am I showing you guys today? Well, today I'm showing you Inworld. So Inworld AI, link in the description of course, is a company that is working on developing a way to not only easily create pretty much any kind of character you can imagine, but you can interact with these characters, share and integrate them. You can integrate them into video games or just any kind of immersive world or experience you could possibly think of. I've showed off technology very similar to Inworld, but there are some very key differences about Inworld that I think really separate it from the rest of the crowd. And so far, I haven't seen anyone develop this kind of integration into game development programs. So here's a few examples that they present here. Sidekicks and foes, obviously, for any kind of a video game. A supercharged chatbot, so you can make very, very impressive, accurate chatbots in this. You can make any kind of AI friends, again, very similar to some other websites that we've seen doing the same thing. This holds the same capabilities as those websites. Smart avatars, generative NPCs, guides for any kind of video games, brand ambassadors, which is pretty cool. Concept that you don't really think about that much, but if you do have a company, you could make an AI chatbot brand ambassador that possible customers could talk with. Training simulations, so if you're trying to train someone on a specific task, they can ask really complex questions and the AI chatbot should be able to answer them as long as you set it up right. Digital and virtual humans and different beings, characters, and of course, the metaverse. It would be really, really cool to see certain older video games modified to have Inworld's capabilities, like taking old NPCs from video games and modding them in so that you can actually directly chat with them. That would be super cool. So there are some demo characters that we can mess around with, which we will get to pretty soon, and it is super easy to create the characters and share them. I'll go through a little demonstration of how to create a character, but they have it set up really, really simply, and I haven't seen another website that does it quite like Inworld. And here is the huge part of this. So support for Unity, which is a huge game development platform, massive. Unreal Engine, which is also absolutely massive. The new Unreal Engine 5.0 just released not too long ago, and so you can directly implement it into Unreal Engine 5.0. And they've also got Node.js as well. I'm not as familiar with that one, but three real great platforms to start out with here to implement Inworld. These are the simple, comprehensive packages, so it's really, really easy to just implement them. They also have extensive documentation on how to do all of this as well. So yes, there's definitely a lot to cover here with Inworld, but to kind of give you guys a taste of the capabilities, let's just jump right into the arcade. And this is where you're going to be able to try and test out some of these different characters for completely free. This might be reminiscent of certain other websites. However, this is not nearly the only capabilities that Inworld holds. This is just sort of a little demo. And of course, you can create and upload characters to this. Let's start out with the annoying relative at Christmas dinner. This seems like it'd be kind of funny. So when we click on the character here, it's going to offer us some settings before we start. So we want sound and we do want microphone for the most, immersive chatting here. We're going to have a full avatar and we'll be able to just talk to it with our microphone as long as our microphone settings are set correctly here.
Hello, Matthew. Seems like you've grown since last year. I'm your aunt from your mother's side, and I'm the founder of Forever Flawless, the best Botox business in town. Botox, as we call it.
Hello, how are you doing this Christmas?
I'm doing fine, thank you. But I'd rather be doing something more productive than sitting here at this Christmas dinner with my family. My daughter Tammy is at Harvard studying business and interning at Goldman Sachs. And my son Timmy is an assistant manager of a car wash and investing in the crypto. Oh, I guess you don't know about that. He just got out of prison for something he won't tell anyone about. Anyway, how are things with you?
That's a little creepy that he was in prison. I don't know if I would trust him with my money, that's for sure. And also, crypto is super sketchy. What's your problem? Why do you keep bothering me? I'm just trying to enjoy my turkey Christmas dinner.
Well, Matthew, I think it's safe to say that I'm not enjoying this particular gathering of my relatives as much as I could be. It's like everyone else has found success and is happy and content with their lives. But I feel like nobody ever gave me a chance to reach my full potential. It's like if someone had bothered to put me into acting classes or something when I was younger. I could have been a movie star.
Oh wow, I'm sure you could have been a movie star. I really, really do believe that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Let's hope this Christmas dinner is more successful than the last one. You know, last year I threw a whole turkey carcass at my sister Jan's head and she had to get a restraining order against me for a few months. But I'm sure it's all fine now. Let's just enjoy our meal.
Bro, really? Wait, she has a restraining order on you? That's kind of crazy. I mean, honestly, maybe we should go to Jan and throw another turkey carcass at her head. Honestly, she probably deserves it.
Wow, Matthew, I'm a bit shocked at your suggestion. Do you really think that's appropriate? I mean, I can understand wanting to get back at someone, but violence isn't the answer. Have you considered other ways of getting out your frustrations?
No, you're the one who actually threw the carcass at her head in the first place, so I figured you'd think it was a great idea.
Look, Matt, you know nothing about me or what happened between my sister and me. And frankly, it's none of your business. It's been a long time since the incident and we have a much better relationship now. So let's just move on and enjoy the meal like civilized people.
You know what? I thought that she had a restraining order on you, so that's kind of new information to me that you guys have a good relationship.
Yes, my family and I have worked really hard to repair our relationships. But I'm curious, what do you think is the best way to get back at someone? Do you have any ideas?
Honestly, my favorite way to get back at someone is to wait until they fall asleep in the night and pick up and move their mattress and then honestly just push it out into the middle of the ocean. That's the best way to get back at someone.
That's a pretty extreme solution, Matthew. I'm sure there are more subtle and effective ways of getting back at somebody without going to such lengths. Have you ever tried talking to the person in question or writing them a letter? In my experience, communication is often the key to resolving conflicts.
You're not my mom. I don't want to hear it from you, to be honest. So just leave me alone.
All right, Matt, I'm here to support and help however I can, but it's clear that my opinion isn't welcome here. I guess if I had a kid like you, I'd feel the same way. Let's just enjoy the rest of the meal in peace and be thankful for our blessings.
Wow, that is absolutely hilarious. So yeah, you can see that these are definitely some pretty advanced chatbots. It's super fun to try out.
Hey Matthew, I'm Mr. Beast and I'm a YouTuber. In the past 10 years, I've made some of the biggest videos on YouTube and gained millions of followers around the world. I love coming up with creative ideas for new stunts and challenges, but sometimes I get stuck in a rut. That's why I'm here today to see if you have any ideas that could help me come up with something new and exciting. So what do you think?
I think it would be a really great idea if you climbed up on top of the Eiffel Tower and then just straight up jumped off. I think it would be really cool. And then you could land into a giant ball pit right under the Eiffel Tower. That would be a really sick video.
Wow, that is an amazing idea. It's so unique and something that hasn't been done before. It would be a great challenge and also a really entertaining video. Plus, it would show my fans that they can be brave and take risks if they're willing to put in the work. It would also be a great way to show how much fun you can have when you step outside your comfort zone.
Okay, so in that case, what do you think about the survivability of that stunt? Do you think you can do it and then survive?
Of course, I can do it. I mean, I've taken on some of the craziest stunts before. For example, I once tried to beat a world record by eating 200 tacos in an hour.
I do
It
not
was
think
so
that's true.
intense and yet so
What?
exhilarating at the same time. It took a lot of mental and physical preparation, but I was able to do it. With that same determination and focus, I'm sure I can pull off your Eiffel Tower stunt too. Absolutely, anything is possible if you put your mind to it and give it your best effort.
So you guys, I think you're definitely able to see how good the in-world chatbots are here. A few things that I'd like to point out that we noticed over the little tests that we did. The chatbots are extremely fast to respond, fast enough to where you can basically just have a regular conversation with them, like straight up. It's really, really interesting technology. I've never had a conversation with a chatbot like this in my life, and it's really nice because you guys can go test this out and create chatbots for completely free. And you'll also notice that a mood kind of goes with each paragraph that the chatbot responds with. So there's an intent and a mood behind every single paragraph that gets generated. And you can sort of see those pop up, and that was pretty interesting. I also noticed that the actual vocals of the generated audio from the text have different moods associated with them as well, and that's stuff we've seen before with things like Alexa or Siri, and it's a really nice inclusion into this, and it definitely helps it feel a little bit more immersive. It is really incredible how far this technology has come, and I've definitely never experienced anything like that or thought that I could have a direct coherent conversation with a robot. Now let's move on to showing you the character creator itself. So from here, what I will do is click on create a character, and you'll be brought to this little selection. Of course, you do have to log in, but logging in is pretty easy. I use my Google account. As you can see, there are a few demo characters here. These are all obviously based off of Alice in the Wonderland. Then I've got Santa chilling in here, and then 2 random lemon-related characters that I have created. But let's start with a brand new character. His name is going to be Stanley. Write a short paragraph that describes who your character is. So this is their core description. So Stanley is going to be a lower middle class hot dog stand owner in the middle of New York City. He sells all kinds of hot dogs for a living at his stand. He's always trying to make a quick buck and has a thick New York accent. We'll start off with that core description. So we can either just chat with this character directly and see how they are right off the bat, or we can continue to more in-depth character creation. Let's just try to chat with it in the studio just to see how it is, just based off of a name and a quick description. Hello, Stanley. How are you doing today?
Hey there, Matthew. Doing alright. Just been busy at the hot dog stand. Business has been good, but I'm always looking to make a few extra bucks. How about yourself?
Oh, I don't know, Stanley. I've been alright. Hey, what kind of hot dogs you got on special today?
Well, today I've got some of the juiciest, freshest all beef dogs around. You can't get any better than these. Try one with some spicy mustard or crud and you won't be disappointed.
Oh, I'll definitely go for that one. Say, Stanley, how much am I going to owe you for that?
Oh shucks, you don't owe me a thing. I'm just glad to have customers who appreciate my work. These are the kinds of days that make running the hot dog stand worthwhile.
Wow, Stanley, that's really nice of you, I have to say.
It's nothing, really. I'm happy to have you as a customer. Now, what else can I do for you?
Wow. Okay, so already we're pretty blown away by this. It does tell us the emotion, as I explained earlier: joy, surprise, neutral, the different kinds of hot dogs, juiciest, freshest beef dogs around. I did say he's always trying to make a quick buck, so it would be pretty surprising if he was trying to just give me a free hot dog. It really seemed like he truly knew me, which, you know, that might be a part of his character. If he was like really good friends with me, he might give me a free hot dog. So, you know, if we want to sort of define those character concepts, we have to go into this a little bit deeper. And this is where we start to get into this deep advanced character creator. So right under the core description here, we have motivation. So this is a 1 to 2 sentence description of what motivations the character might have. Quick description here: wants to make enough money to survive in New York City and create a better hot dog stand than his competitors. Now we can move into his identity here. Again, we have specific pronouns for him. Describe a specific role that his character might have. We'll say his role is the weird hot dog stand guy. And then we can actually provide here a stage of life that he's in, all the way from infancy to late adulthood. I would say that he's going to be in middle adulthood here. So then we can also give him some alternative names or nicknames. So there's some nicknames for him: Stan, Hot Dog Guy, and Hot Dog Stan. Hobbies or interests here. Running a hot dog stand would be one of his. Hot dogs in general. So there's some interests that he might have. You know, for the fun of it, we'll throw making quick money in there. And if this is a real person, you can actually paste a Wikipedia link in here, which is pretty interesting. So this is if you're doing someone who is famous or widely known. So this could really, really help, I think, if you're trying to recreate someone. But obviously this is a made-up character, so we won't be doing this. Next comes the personality and emotions. So this determines, you know, their overall mood here and personality. And then we can actually describe some character traits. So we'll give him some character traits, and then we can start messing with these sliders. Honestly, his overall mood may be a little bit on the sad side there. You know, he's a hot dog stand owner. It's tough out there. Definitely more of an angry person than a fearful person. His disgust versus his trust, probably a little bit on the disgust side. Maybe more of a surprised person. And his emotional fluidity, I guess will make him a pretty dynamic person. His personality here, whether it's positive or negative, will lean a little bit on the negative side maybe. Aggressive or peaceful, I guess we'll leave that right in the middle. Maybe he's a little aggressive. Probably more of a cautious person. We'll leave introvert and extrovert right in the middle, and his authority will give him, a decent amount of authority. He's an authoritative person. So this is where you can enter facts and knowledge into this character's database. So if you were making a video game, for example, you could actually put in some knowledge that the character is supposed to have. Like, let's say Stanley is supposed to have, some rival hot dog stand that he really hates, or he's supposed to know about some certain character in your world. This is where you would do that. As you can see here, get down and specify all of the specifics that you would need to create realistic video game AI characters. So really, really interesting, nice technology with this here. This definitely works well and is something that allows you to really take this to the next level and put these characters in a video game in a realistic way. And again, you can do common knowledge as well. So this would be like a common knowledge database that you can create for an entire video game, for example. So as you can see, there's common knowledge for Wonderland, which is the demo that they give you guys, the different demo characters, and they have their own FAQs and all of that. So if I was making my own video game here, I could create a common knowledge database that all the characters in the world would have to know about. And then we can move on to the voice here. And this is where you can test out all the different voices they have available.
Hello, I'm Stanley. Hello, I'm Stanley.
And you can actually adjust the pitch and stuff.
Hello, I'm Stanley.
Hello, I'm Stanley.
All right, so I've got my voice set up. And then you can change their dialogue style as well. They can either be blunt, bubbly, formal, or inquisitive. I'll just set his to blunt. And then you can even add some example dialogues in there as well to further fine-tune your characters. So yeah, you can really, really try to fine-tune these guys down to the very last detail. There's even some experimental features as well. We'll see how much farther Stanley has improved now that we've given him some more information. Hello, Stanley. How are you doing today?
Just another day trying to make ends meet. What can I do for you?
Stanley, what you got on the special hot dogs for today?
All I got are my signature dogs. Nothing special. So, what do you do for a living?
Well, Stanley, I'll have you know that I'm actually opening up a rival hot dog stand across the next block, so you better watch out. Now, how much does one of your hot dogs cost?
$6.
He is pretty blunt, what can I say?
You can say goodbye.
Oh, he is angry at me, huh? Stanley, look, I'm opening up a rival hot dog stand. There's nothing you can do about it.
Describe your hot dog stand.
This is so funny. So Stanley's super upset right now that I am opening up a rival hot dog stand because this is his passion, right? So this actually makes sense based off the information that we put in here. Oh, Stanley, my hot dog stand's going to be insane. It's actually going to be more like a hot dog truck. I'm going to have brand new art across the whole stand. I'm going to have 3 different workers and 2 different brand new grills working for me, and I'm using 100% pure beef hot dogs.
That's real nice. Good luck with that.
Oh, do you really mean that, Stanley? Do you really sincerely mean that?
No.
He is definitely a blunt character, man. What can I say? Are you mad at me, Stanley? Am I wasting your time?
Yeah.
He might be a little too blunt.
What do you mean?
I mean, come on, Stanley. What's your real emotions here? What do you feel about this situation?
You ain't got time for feelings. Tit, got to make money.
Wow, okay, I like that. I like the response here. I like what we're getting out of this. This is really, really cool. That's a good response there. I could imagine, if you were actually talking to a hot dog stand owner in some kind of video game, like a little offshoot NPC, this is kind of how he would talk. And I would be really impressed by this if I played this in a video game and I kept trying to talk to the hot dog stand guy. All right, well, what kind of hot dogs do you have? I'm actually pretty hungry.
Beef.
Yeah, well, I mean, what kind of toppings too, man? Do you have any kind of special dogs, like a barbecue dog or anything?
No.
No special dogs? That's it? Dude, really? What a crappy hot dog stand.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to beat you.
Oh, how are you gonna beat me if you don't even have any toppings? Just a beef hot dog, a plain beef hot dog, no ketchup, no mustard? What's up with that?
Hey, it's business, not pleasure.
Okay, well, that doesn't really seem like a successful way to run a hot dog stand.
Maybe, but it's all I got.
You can't afford ketchup, you can't afford mustard.
I make do.
Stanley has turned into kind of a mean person. We'll just give him the default dialogue style, and we'll actually make him into a little bit more of a positive person. Hey Stanley, what's up? How are you doing today? What do you got for hot dogs on special?
Well, if it isn't my old friend Matthew, I'm doing alright. Just trying to make ends meet in this big city. I got the best hot dogs out here, always on special. You gotta come try one before you go.
Oh, Stanley, it's great to see you, man. Oh, man. What hot dog have you been enjoying yourself lately?
Yeah, I've been struggling to make a living out of this stand. The competition's tough, and I can't keep up with all the other stands in the area. If you could help me spread the word about my business, that'd be a huge help for me.
All right, so we had an issue here with its ability to understand what I was saying. It said, "What house have you been enjoying?" Yeah, so what kind of special hot dogs do you have? What kind of hot dogs have you personally been enjoying from your own stand lately?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kinda mad. You came over here asking about my stuff without even asking how I'm doing. If you wanna know about my personal favorites, that's one thing, but at least show some respect and ask me how I'm doing first.
Hey, you know what? That's actually fair. This guy, this is cool. I like this. I think we fine-tuned him pretty good here. Stanley, listen, you're totally correct. How have you been doing, and what can I do to help spread the word about your hot dog stand?
Wow, Matthew, I'm sorry for snapping. I guess the stress of this city is getting to me. To answer your question, my favorite hot dog is a classic, all beef with kraut and mustard. It's for spreading the word about my stand. I think word of mouth is best. If you could tell people about my hot dogs and encourage them to come over and try one, maybe I'd have a better chance of beating out the competition.
Oh, sure, Stanley. Can I get one of those beef with
You want one
kraut
of my
and
special
mustard?
dogs? You gotta pay for it, buddy. I'm not running a charity here, but if you're willing to pay, I'll make sure you get the tastiest dog in town. Alright, I'll make you one. What kind of toppings do you want on it?
Okay, so again, it's the audio is cutting out. I'm not speaking fast enough. He's kind of talking over me almost, which is very, very interesting. Stanley, look, you cut me off here. I was gonna pay for the hot dog. Can I get one of your special favorites? How much will I owe you?
Oh, don't worry about it, buddy. It's on the house. I'm always happy to provide a delicious hot dog for someone who's been so understanding. Enjoy your all-beef hot dog with kraut and mustard.
Okay, so it was able to pick up on the fact that I did want the all-beef hot dog with kraut and mustard. You know what, Stanley? We've known each other a long time, so here's a $100 bill for that hot dog, man.
Whoa, $100 bill for a single all-beef with mustards and sauerkraut. I should have charged more. Seriously though, thanks for your generosity, Matthew. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so that was pretty interesting as well. He made a little joke here saying that he should have charged more because it was so much money, so I like to see that as well. He's kind of a joking guy. I said that he was funny. I think that we've kind of dialed in this character pretty well. Hey, you know what? I actually know LeBron James, so I'm actually going to text him and ask him to spread the word about your hot dog stand so you can have a bunch of people come over here and buy a bunch of those hot dogs.
Really, LeBron James. Well, if he does come by, what kind of hot dog do you think he'd order?
I'm not going to lie, I think LeBron's kind of just straight up only mustard hot dog guy.
Hey, that's fine by me. If that's what he wants, then that's what he gets. But if you don't mind, why not suggest something a little more ambitious? We got some great toppings here at my stand, like onions and relish. It'd be a shame if he didn't get to experience them.
That's true, I might actually ask him about that.
Well, don't forget, this is my hot dog stand. If he's gonna come to the best hot dog spot in the city, he'd better be ready to try something new.
I guess that's fair. Wow. Okay, so great conversation here with Stanley. It only took a little bit of fine tuning to really get him where I think we wanted him, or at least I wanted him for this character. So really, really interesting. And as you can see, you can definitely fine tune these characters down and test them out really easily and easily just create and chat with characters. It's really, really awesome. So yeah, again, the best part about this though is now we can take this character, Stanley, for example, the hot dog stand guy, and input him into a video game and we could chat with him just the same way. So now let's get into the integration part of this. So of course, as stated earlier, Inworld has all of these SDK packages that allow for deep integration with Unity, Unreal Engine, and Node.js. And this all works through their internal generic API system that can be used really to integrate with any kind of custom project you could think of. And of course, for more advanced developers, you can always reach out to them through email. And so, as you guys can see here on your own account, here are the API keys and you can generate new ones. Studio access tokens as well, and then there's also specific Oculus integration. Obviously, I can't show you guys how to integrate with all of these platforms, so I'm just going to go with what I think would be the most popular, which is Unity. Thankfully, integrating Inworld with Unity is super easy, so I'll go ahead and click on Unity right here. As you can see, they already provide lots of resources beyond what I would be able to give you for information in this video. They have a bunch of different videos, but they've also got like the getting started portion of this as well. Different compatibility, they have an absolute ton of different documentation on all of the different facets of their little dev kit. So for, newbie game developers, this makes it really easy to integrate this technology. And for more advanced game developers, it also, again, makes it pretty easy. So as you can see under download, you can download the Unity integration package right here. All you have to do is click this link right here, and it will automatically start downloading it. You can see if I move my face cam here, you can see it has downloaded in this bottom left-hand corner. And of course, to start developing in Unity, you're going to want to download the Unity Hub, which I will also link below, but I'm guessing most Unity developers out there are already going to have this downloaded. But again, I'll link it down below just in case. So once we have downloaded the Unity integration package, so for this example today, I'm going to start a new project to demonstrate this. Here in the Unity Hub, all I have to do is go to a new project. Now, they're going to offer a bunch of different templates that you can pick from. Originally, when I was learning how to set all of this up, I kept picking the first-person core. You do not want to do this because it's going to cause issues with the package. I don't know about any of these other cores and what the compatibility might be, but I always just start with the base 3D core for my integrations if you're starting a new project. If you're trying to integrate Inworld into a project you've already been working on, that gets a little bit more specific with the information, so you'd be better off contacting the Inworld Discord servers for help if integrations aren't working perfectly. At any rate here, I will start a new project with the 3D core. So I'll just go ahead and create this new project. So as you guys can see, I'm now in a brand new Unity project in a 3D space. Now, the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do in here is import the Inworld package that we downloaded earlier. This is super simple to do in Unity. All you have to do is go up to Assets, then go down to Import Package, and once you click on Custom Package, you can go ahead into your downloads and select the Inworld package. So I'll just go ahead and click on it, and then I'll just click the Open button, and then it will automatically open up that Inworld package. As you can see, it appears with this little window right here with a bunch of different stuff. Thankfully, we want all of these different components in this package, so we'll click the Import button. And then it will finish importing the Inworld package into your Unity project. Some differences you're going to notice right off the bat after installing the Inworld package is up at the top here, right next to where we originally clicked on Assets. You'll see that Inworld now has its own panel up here at the top. You'll also notice in the Assets folder down here, Inworld AI has its own folder with a list of other folders inside of it. What we want to do next is go up to Inworld and then click on the Studio panel. Another one of these boxes for Text Mesh Pro might come up. You're just going to want to click the Import button. So as you can see, this Inworld panel has now popped up. This is the Inworld Studio panel. And again, this makes it super easy to integrate your Inworld stuff into Unity. As you can see, there's some default characters here that you can mess around with. So there's Hermes and then Zeus. So 2 Greek mythical characters, and you can also click this button to add the player controller to the Unity scene. Now, these characters I didn't make on my profile, they are just default Inworld characters to sort of test this out. And they actually work pretty much right away, which is really fascinating. For example, if I just simply click on the Add Player Controller, it gives me a warning saying it will delete the current main camera. We just click OK, then we click Hermes here, and go into our assets and then drag Hermes right into the scene. From here on out, since we added a player controller and dragged Hermes into here and I just click the play button, this actually will begin to work right off the bat. I can actually walk up to Hermes here, say, "Hello Hermes, how are you doing?"
Hello, welcome to the house of the mighty Olympian gods. Here, we are the masters of our own destiny and those of the mortal realm. We can bring both prosperity and destruction. But I digress, what can I do for you? Are you looking to make a bargain, or perhaps ask if is there something else you want from us?
Wow, that is absolutely fascinating. You definitely talk way too much, Hermes. I gotta say that. Maybe you should talk a little bit less. Why don't you think, to be honest? Kind of annoying.
Well, my friend, it is true that sometimes my words can be a bit too much. But consider this. It is not only because of the way my father Zeus raised me.
But I think you guys get the point here. It kind of just works off the bat. No real hard coding involved or anything. You just drag a character right in there and it's able to pick up your microphone accurately, go out to the server, and grab the character of Hermes for you, which is really, really fascinating. And of course, if you're going to use your own made characters in a Unity project such as this, there are going to be some costs that are involved with using your own characters, which we'll get into at the end of the video. So yes, that's the default Hermes character, but perhaps we want to use one of our own made characters. As you can see, it says, want to use your custom avatar, try logging in. I'll just go ahead and click the login button, and they give you some instructions here to generate an authentication code to log in. We'll go to our Inworld here, click on Studio Access Token, copy this, go right back in here and paste the access token and click the login button. So as you can see, now we are logged in, and we'll click the workspace Inworld AI Wonderland, but no characters actually show up for me right now under this workspace. So to actually be able to make these characters accessible inside of Unity, we're going to want to go to integrations and then generate an API key, go back into characters here, click on the character that we want to be integrated, and then we're going to want to make sure that they're in at least one kind of scene here. So in this case, this one's the caterpillar's mushroom. Again, I'm just attaching it to the default Wonderland scenes and workspace. I'll click the save button. And as you can see, once I refresh, we have some keys here and different scenes. So I'll click on the caterpillar's mushroom. I'll click on this specific key here. And as you can see, my characters now inside of this particular scene have appeared, and now I can drag them and use them. So you'll notice Stanley here doesn't necessarily have an avatar. This is the character that we created earlier in the video. If we want to give him one of these pre-generated avatars, we have to go to the edit mode, then click on his profile right here, and we can actually build him an avatar here. We'll just click on masculine, continue without a photo, and then we can pick from any of these guys here. So for now, we'll just pick this guy right here, and then we'll click the next button. And here actually you have this really nice, shockingly well done character creator here. So, we could change skin tones and facial structures. So yeah, you basically have an entire avatar creator that you can mess around with. You can even change like clothing and stuff like that. I guess we'll just leave him looking like this for now, and it will generate your character's image. So now Stanley has his own avatar attached to it, so I'll just save it. And as you can see, if I go to scenes here, as you can see, these are all the pre-generated scenes, and you can go to the caterpillar's mushroom, which Stanley is a part of. He now has his avatar. And by the way, I didn't really go that in depth in this, but you can also do scenes, which could be very useful for video games as well. And there's a scene description, scene name. You can add different characters and different scene triggers to trigger certain events. Anyways, going back into our Unity integration here, we can refresh this. And now Stanley will appear as a character that we can go ahead and drag in just the same as we did before. And once I click the play button here, Stanley will now exist inside of our world here. Hello, Stanley. How are you doing?
Hey there. I'm doing alright, but I'm having some trouble with my hot dog stand. It's been slow lately, and I'm always trying to think of new ways to make some money. What brings you here?
I'm trying to get one of your best hot dogs, Stanley. Come on, you know I'm the guy. Give me a free hot dog.
Nah, it ain't gonna be free. You gotta pay for it like everyone else. If you want the best, you gotta pay up. That's how it works in NYC. But if you got a sweet tooth, you might be able to score a deal.
Alright, I got a little gold trinket here. You see this little gold nugget? I'll give you this for a hot dog.
Whoa, hold up there, buddy. I'm not some beggar you can just give a trinket to and expect a meal from. This is New York City, and if you want something of worth, you have to trade something of worth. Now, what you really have for me?
I'm sorry, Stanley. I got a crisp $20 bill with your name on it.
Okay, you know what? Here's the deal. If you're looking to get the best hot dog around here, you're gonna have to pay more than that. Tell you what, come back with a 50 and we'll talk. Otherwise, no deal. So what do you say?
$50, man. Alright, I'll run to the ATM. I'll go get $50 for your dang hot dog.
Alright, sounds good. I'm sure you won't regret it. Bye.
So yeah, as you guys can see, instant integration. It's super, super easy to integrate characters into Inworld through Unity. And yeah, that's the character we made earlier in the video, and he's working great inside of it with animations and little chat bubbles and everything. It's really, really well done, I must say. Very easy to make a little game using this tech. So that's a simple tutorial on how to integrate into Inworld. Alright, so now it's finally time to talk a little bit about pricing. As you can see, we have several different tiers here, and 2 of these are based off of monthly subscription. We'll start at the free trial over here. I really like the way this free trial is designed. As you can see, you get unlimited free interaction time in Inworld Studio and with shared arcade characters. So this means if you make a character for the arcade, let's say, you have complete unlimited free interaction time with that character in the arcade. Or if you're just in the studio and you're trying to create create characters and mess around with characters and trying to create that perfect character, that is completely free to do. You can mess around and create as many free characters as you want. It's only once you transfer that character into Unity or Unreal Engine that it actually starts using that API time, in which case it's 120 minutes of API and integration time, which I think is pretty good for a free trial. And of course, you still have access to stuff like personality, emotions, knowledge, goals, and more with the free trial. Now moving on to the starter pack, which is only $10 a month. I think this honestly would be a good enough package to make a small little indie dev game. Nothing crazy or big, but just something small. Again, you're getting everything with that free trial, so unlimited interaction time with the arcade and inside the studio, but you're moved up to 600 minutes of API and integration time, and if you want to use anything more than that 600 minutes, it is going to be 8 cents per integration minute after the fact, so that's not too bad. Again, I think that's definitely enough time to test out and mess around with some characters in a small little indie dev game, something like that. And also with the starter pack, you get the ability to create multiple different workspaces. So again, this is a little bit more in depth. It's only $10 a month though. So now we move into what they call the developer's favorite. This is the professional version. So you get a 50% beta discount for the first 3 months signing up for this. So the first 3 months, it's $25 per month, and then it's $50 per month after that. So we're definitely moving into some more pricey territory. I would consider this more in the developer area, and that's clearly what they believe as well by calling it the developer favorite. So obviously you're getting everything you get with the starter pack and the free trial, but we get 3,000 minutes of API and integration time, which is quite a lot more than 600 minutes. If you look at the starter pack here, that's 10 hours of API time, 10 hours of constantly talking to the characters in a API scenario. While this on this side, this is 50 hours of interaction time. So 50 hours of constantly talking to characters. Definitely enough to test out and develop a game, I think. And if you need more, it's 5 cents per minute after that. But I think you would be hard-pressed to reach that. And again, this refreshes every month. So you get 50 hours of interaction time per month. Definitely enough to develop a game. I think for even a decent-sized studio, access to analytics, which might be useful for larger developers, and you can actually share workspaces and collaborate. So again, that would be more in tune with a larger development studio where they need to share their workspaces across different machines and different portions of the dev team. And you also get access to beta features, which is a pretty nice little bonus as well. And I think that's a pretty good little package for the developer. Obviously, something like Rockstar Games, for example, a company that size, or EA, again, like really, really big developer companies aren't going to go with that. However, smaller little indie size, a little bit larger than indie maybe, are going to go with that developer favorite. And I think some more successful indie developers are going to go with it as well. And finally, the last option here would be custom pricing. So this is what would happen, you know, if some bigger company like Rockstar Games or like EA, big game development studio that wants to work with Inworld, they're going to do some custom pricing here. They're going to size it right for your business and what your needs are. You can get exactly what options that you need included. And yeah, basically you get premium support for any problems with Inworld as well, which I would hope so for custom integration. They even have localization options and solutions for offline or on-device implementation. So it's really great to see that they're really ready to provide full support to a large developer, because that really shows us that the technology is here and it's ready to be implemented into a big AAA game. Very, very exciting stuff there. And yeah, I think the custom pricing definitely is something that's needed for something like Inworld when you want to integrate it into a large development. Overall though, I think the pricing really is fair. I really like what you get with the free trial. I like that you can mess around and fine-tune characters with ease in the free one. You don't have to worry about running out of time, especially for the abilities that you get with Inworld. If your game really is going to be developed around it, like that is a pretty crazy core mechanic to have. The ability to talk to any character like they're a real person. Fascinating stuff, and it's great to see that their pricing isn't, you know, out to lunch or anything like that. It's pretty reasonable. Yes, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think about Inworld, and if you make any really cool projects with Inworld, I would absolutely love to see them. To be honest, Inworld's got me pretty excited. I'm really, really hoping that we see some cool little games come out where you can actually just interact and chat with characters in real time. It's such a crazy feature to think about being added to video games, and I think it's something that everyone's always wanted to do in video games for a long time. Be able to really talk to characters and haggle with them possibly to get items and stuff like that. The possibilities are truly endless. So thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and thank you to Inworld for sponsoring this video. Goodbye.